So what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby and you are watching the Gift of Gab. So today's video is going to be a little bit, I hope you guys can see me because it's getting darker outside. But today's video is going to be about hacks for getting the right venue. Things that you should look for, things that you may need to know, help with getting to the perfect venue for you. Before we get started, I'm just going to share, because what I've noticed is I haven't been sharing very many pictures of my wedding, so I'm giving you all this advice, and girl, you haven't even seen what mine looked like, right? So I'm going to take about the next 35 to 40 seconds and just give you some flashby pictures of what my wedding looked like. Hey guys, so Editing Gabby here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures, and then I'm going to upload the videos from my wedding. There's two separate videos, but I will upload them so you guys get a general idea of what my wedding looked like, and I will upload those and I will put them in the cards at the top. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. And then I'm going to just go ahead, and I have my script here. So if I look down, that's what I'm doing. But I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys my hacks and my tips and my tricks for finding the perfect venue. Now, I was a 2022 bride. I got married 11/11/2022 at a place called Sweeney in Manassas, Virginia. It was beautiful. And our venue search was really, really small, but I knew what I wanted. And I knew that my husband was he's like a very rustic theme kind of guy, and I'm very glam, so we wanted a rustic glam theme, period, right? And I had been looking at a lot of barns online, and I knew what I wanted, and the knot.com is what I was looking on when I found my venue. So the venue that I chose was an upstairs, downstairs barn. I'll show you some pictures of it right here. And here are some of the things that I had to do and figured out when I was getting to my venue. So, the first thing was looking for days that are off peak, right? So off peak is a time when your venue is not as jumping and popping as it normally is. So like a lot of people get married in the summertime, a lot of people get married at Christmas time, a lot of people get married at certain times of the year. So you want to make sure that you're looking for a time to get a better deal when your venue is off peak. Those are the best places, the best times to make a reservation. That is going to probably guarantee you a much cheaper price tag than what it would be if it was in season, right? The next thing that I would recommend to you is to avoid weekends. Okay, so Friday and Saturday at a lot of venues are considered their weekends. Some places also consider Sunday as a part of the weekend, but some places don't. Some people will give you a cheaper price on a Sunday than they will on a Friday or a Saturday. Additionally, some places will give you a much cheaper price on Monday through Wednesday than they would Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you want to go to your venue and you want to find out which days cost the most and then make a decision that way. You also want to avoid holidays. So I got married on 11/11 in 2022. That fell on Veterans Day. So because it was Veterans Day, I got charged for a weekend price as opposed to getting charged for a Friday price, because typically at the venue that I was at, the Friday price would have been cheaper than a weekend price, and I didn't get that because it was on Veterans Day. You also want to realize or find out which holidays your venue recognizes. Some venues recognize Veterans Day, some of them don't. So you want to definitely find out which days are recognized as holidays at the venue that you're going to. Another thing is what types of discounts do your venue offer? So do they offer discounts for teachers? Do they offer discounts for veterans? And do those people have to be the bride and groom? That's really important. So our venue did offer a discount for veterans. However, it had to be the bride or the groom. And my parents are both veterans, and we couldn't use their veteran discounts even if they were going to make all of the payments to the venue. It didn't matter. It had to still be the bride and the groom. So knowing those things are really important. So you also want to make sure that whatever place that you're using has a good bridal suite and enough space for you and your team or your bridesmaids or whomever is helping you get ready or whoever you're getting ready with. You want to also, an on-site bridal space, an on-site groom space is great too. An on-site groom space is good too, but an on-site bridal suite is really, really, really important. It will save you so much time to have your bridal suite on site. And it'll save you time with trying to get there and all of that. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a bridal suite on. Speaking of time, we also want to talk about time frames. So if you are at a DIY venue, I was, and your venue is only giving you 8 hours, that may or may not be enough for the entire span of your wedding. Our venue did give us 10 hours, but even with the 10 hours, everything still felt rushed. If there is any way to pay for additional hours, I recommend it. That way your guests get to spend a little bit more time with you. In addition to, you don't have to rush as bad to get things done and get things put up and set up and that sort of thing. So if you can purchase more time, which they would have given us more time, $500 an hour, which we were not going to pay for, or $250 for every half hour. And so we decided not to purchase any additional time, but I would say when you're looking at venues and doing your venue search, just look for a venue that'll offer you more time for their price, okay? Depending on what it is that you're doing for your setup and all of that. Venues have preferred vendor lists. So with my venue, the preferred vendor list was very important because if you deferred from the preferred vendor list, they would charge you $1,000. One of the things that was a blessing with working with the event coordinator that I used, or the day of coordinator that I used, was she was able to waive that fee because she was an in-house coordinator. So all of the in-house coordinators at that place waived a fee, and I could use vendors outside of their preferred vendors list. Now, preferred vendors lists are an remarkable resource, but a lot of times they're expensive. Everyone on that list was more expensive than all of the places that I could find outside of that list. So you need to do your research. Don't just take what they give you and say, yeah, I'll take that. Make sure that you do all the research that you can possibly do, especially with that day of coordinator thing. If they offer a day of coordinator, see if they will, reduce some costs because you're using that person. Definitely questions to ask when you're setting up reservations and when you're having these conversations about potentially reserving a space at that location. The last thing that I will say is return the venue back to its original state. So once you have paid for your venue, once you have had your wedding and all of that, they're going to have you, they're going to hold you responsible with a deposit for returning their venue back to its original state. So with our venue, they held $1,000 from us, and they said, you'll get this back if the venue goes back to the way that it was after your wedding is over. We were not even allowed to assist with cleanup. We were not allowed to do anything. We were not allowed to assist with setup. We were not allowed to assist with cleanup. So in doing that, I had to trust that the people that I had hired for my rental company were going to clean up appropriately. And because the rental company that I used was one that was well associated with the venue, they knew how to clean things up and get things back to the original. But I would definitely make sure before your wedding you get videos and pictures of anything in the venue that you feel like is wrong or messed up that they could try to charge you for. And then at the end, you make sure you go back and take those same videos and same pictures so that they cannot try to charge you for anything that you were not responsible for. So that was a lot that I threw at you. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that these are things that you can use going forward and making your venue selections. I am so excited to continue this wedding video series with you, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed this video, leave me a like down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.